Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to episode 28 of an overhaul on a Bolex Rex. So, we're getting the turret back together here, and with the shutter inside of there. So, let's continue on with that. We've got to put this bracket back on here. So we'll slide this part over just for a while and go ahead and grab this bracket. And we do have, and I had lubricated them before in a previous video, but I'll pull these out. I do want to show you this. You want to keep this clean in here, as I've said before. This is what is, when this is dirty in here, it will, front and back, it'll cause your camera, the shutter, to stick. So you want to use some metal cleaner on that. That's what you want to use. Okay? Just like that. And sometimes I go in here with a little bit of sandpaper. Light sandpaper when there's a little bit of surface rust. Alright? So I've cleaned that. And we're going to get to these right in here, these washers. Alright. So I'm going to pick these up, lubricate them, and I'll get back to you in just a moment. Okay, one thing I do want to show you is if you look closely right here at my pencil eraser, there's a little bit of surface rust. This is going to happen until you get it lubricated. So you want to take a diamond file, and they look like this. Okay? And you can very lightly go in there with this or some sandpaper, some fine grained sandpaper, and just smooth that out. Okay? I'm going to take anything like that out of the way. You don't want to disrupt the brass in the center right there. That's a soft metal. Okay. I'm going to scrape that out and get that rust. Anything that's going to cause any type of abrasion, you want to get that removed right out of there and take that out. Alright, that looks good enough to me. Alright, and I'm wearing these, if you're coming into this late, I'm wearing a white cotton glove or your choice of latex. I won't be touching the ground glass by accident here because the oils in your fingers will destroy that. Okay. Now at the bottom of my frame down here, you can see, let's take a closer look. Okay, so here down the bottom of the frame I have these washers laid out right here. Everything's cleaned. Alright. And I have also polished the center of this bracket. So you see everything's clean and polished on both sides. You want to keep this cleaned even inside. You've seen in a previous video how I've done that with pipe cleaner. Alright. So now it's all just a matter of some lubrication with some graphite grease. I've done this before, but we'll do it again. Add some graphite grease right in here. Just a touch. And then I'll keep on adding these. Just like so. Okay, next, my shutter right here is light on the blackness of this area. So I'm going to add some flat black to it and repaint it there. I've got these gears right here. I'm going to cover up with this tubular piece that I've made. So I'll just cover that up like that. You can see what I've done, just like that. And you want to make a light stroke. I put some acetone on this earlier to work on it. course, it's going to lighten the paint. If you have rust and corrosion, this is a good way to take care of that as well on the aftermath. That should do it. Later on, I'll flip it over and get the reverse side. Okay, so while the shutter is drying for the new paint job I'm putting on it, the next task is here. This piece right here. This is the back side. Oh, I'll flip it around. The turret here. This is the well for the turret locking key. Okay, so you see all that rust in there? So what I got to do, got to remove that. And it's light surface rust. So generally for light surface rust, you just simply use some metal polish that I got over here. Alright, so you got to watch out because this thing is really just, here's the back of it. As you can see, it's just stamped in there. See how that's done? And it's got some rust on it there too, a little bit of surface rust. It's just stamped on. If you push hard enough, this little piece of thin metal, sheet metal, is going to pop right out. Alright, so I'm going to take some of the metal polish onto a microfiber cloth, and I'm going to take some of that, got it on there, and I'm going to take a micro screwdriver, I'm going to force this down inside of there, not force it rather, but just put it right down inside there and start cleaning. Just like that. Move it all the way around there. And keep doing it till it gets clean. Easier said than done, yes. And just start working at it. And when I get good and clean, we'll get back to you and take a look at the results. Okay, so here's something I want to show you about cleaning this locking key well right here. Take a good look at it. There you go. When you mix the metal polish in there, you see the rust that it mixes with. You want to do this and keep doing it, keep cleaning it while it's wet. Alright? And you want to keep with that screwdriver in there and just keep loosening that up is what you want to do, and keep it doing when it's wet. Just like as you can see right there, that's going to be the result, and then you keep cleaning it out with the cloth. Alright, so when you keep doing that, this is going to be your result right here. Okay, and you keep doing it till it gets clean. It's very time consuming. Okay, so if you use the screwdriver with the metal polish and the cloth, and you've gotten down in there inside the well with a turret locking key, and you've cleaned it out in there all the way around, you've kept it wet and gotten all that out. Sometimes you still have a little bit of rust in there, so how do you get that out? You take your micro screwdriver and you just go around there. Don't press too hard, and I choose not to use any type of a small electric tool, because that piece of metal you can punch straight through this thing off to the other side. Alright, so what I've done, you see how silver it's got, and you got down to the metal, and I just keep going around there till I get all the rust off. After you've gotten all that out, just like that, I'm essentially pretty much done. You can go in there with some and repaint it down there very lightly if you like. Make sure you lubricate it with some oil, and the type of oil you want to use when you do lubricate it is weapons oil. Any type of good quality weapons oil is what you want to use for something like that. Alright, so I just keep working at it and getting that cleaned off right there. Alright, once I got everything cleaned off, what about the threads around in there in that well? I take a pipe cleaner double it up like that, and I go around those edges, just like so. If you look close, you can see all the dirt it takes out of there off the edges of those threads. See there? Alright, more to come. Alright, so I got the back of it doing the same thing. Do keep in mind, watch where you put this metal cleaner. It will remove some of the paint from time to time. Alright, so watch out with that. I got some light surface rust on the back right here that I'm taking off. Again, don't push too hard on this turret locking key well, because this piece of sheet metal will just push straight through if you push forward too hard. Alright, and I'm just taking the rust off right here, and that's what we got for right now. Do contact me on the social media outlet provided on the screen, each and every one, with all your questions. Like and share, and remember, as always, do subscribe. Until next time, see ya.